What is happening, y'all? Welcome back. So as I mentioned, we're going to continue on from the butterfly nest area, since that is shown earlier on my list of places to travel. Going to be trying out the assassin class this time, seeing how that goes. So one thing I want to take a moment to talk about, and I went on, had a rather lengthy post on Twitter discussing this. Oh, so there's nothing else here. You literally grab this and you're on your way. Well, we'll let this play out and then I'll get into it.
よし、ここから血類の泉の流れをたどる。少しだけ時間をくれ。すぐに終わる。次の目的地はこっちか。あれを使えば行けるはずだ。
片付いたか。それじゃあいるんだろ。
何を。
近づかないで。私の生き方は私が決める。あんたたちの言いなりにはならない。
いいからナイフを離すんだ。
もう嫌なのよ。毎日のようにいろんな人に血を吸われて。私は家畜じゃない。
そうじゃない。助かる方法はある。知り合いに保護シェルターの事情に詳しい奴がいる。そいつに頼めば人並みの生活は保証してもらえるはずだ。そうすればレブナントの鍵に怯える必要もない。献血程度の血の提供は必要になるが。
何よそれ。そんな都合のいい話信じるとでも。
必要な情報はその紙に書いてある。どう生きるか決めるのはお前だ。
どうして。
これ以上誰かが犠牲になる必要はない。それだけだ。さあ先を急ごう。
So anyway, I kind of went into a series of tweets talking about the game and things that could improve with it, because while I'm enjoying this, it's becoming more and more clear that this is not a Souls-like, in my opinion. Like, yes, there are some similar mechanics. You know, we have the mistles that are kind of like our bonfires. We have the dodging and the parrying, and you drop your haze just like Souls. But in terms of how this plays, it doesn't feel like a Souls-like. It feels very different. I think this leads me back to where I just was. But the first issue, in my opinion, is the camera. You know, I talked about this in a different episode, but the camera to me is very, very tight on the character. And I feel like that's detrimental in games like this. I think part of the excitement of Souls-likes is the intensity of the combat, especially those moments where it's like you get surrounded and you're trying to, you know, manage fighting one target while there's other targets that are kind of circling around you. And the way that this camera works, you don't really get that feeling. Like, it's so close on your character, you're just blind behind yourself.
大崩壊のあの日から何もかもな。変わらないのは俺たちの見た目くらいだ。行こうぜ。過去を振り返ったところで源流は見つからないからな。
俺のせいだ。
ルイ、何か言ったか。
いや、どうして俺は。これはまさか俺の。
It's like we're back into memory world. But yeah, I mean, so the camera, and that's something I think they can easily patch, is, you know, pull the camera out some. That's just the way it is right now. It's so close on your character that if you get surrounded, you don't even know you get surrounded. You know, you're just gonna get your ass beat. The combat. This combat is rather spammy, I guess you could describe it. You know, there are times where I feel like I should get a parry that I don't. There are times where I think I'm in position for a backstab and instead I just attack. I feel like it just could have been tighter, you know? And the last thing is all the items and stats. Now, I mean, obviously I had like the press pamphlet, so I had a decent idea of things like the combo attacks and whatnot. But like even the other episode, you know, I was looking at the stats and I was like, hang on a second. And I realized that, you know, when I was changing my blood veil, the stuff was only affecting my drain attack. It wasn't affecting my weapon attack, which your weapon attack was only determined by your weapon. But it's like, you know, your weapon has stat scaling with it, and your stat scaling is going to be based on the blood veil you pick. When you're putting on your blood veil, you're only seeing your you're seeing your like blood attacks and your defenses. So if you were to put on a weapon that you like and swap between blood veils, you're not going to really see what damage that weapon will do. You'll see what your drain attacks have the potential to do, but you know, just the way that that's presented, I feel like there's not a level of clarity that should be there in determining, you know, what piece is better for what you're trying to do. So long story short, I mean, I'm enjoying it, but this is definitely not, I would not classify this as like a Souls-like experience, kind of how we'd expect. Like I've had a lot of folks asking, you know, this or Surge 2, if you want that combat intensity, I think Surge 2 blows this away. But I think if you play this not thinking of it as a Souls-like, but instead thinking of it as like an action RPG that just has some Souls mechanics, I think it becomes a lot more enjoyable. Because after, you know, stopping Berserker and playing a class where I can work in a bunch of abilities, I found myself having a lot more fun with this than I did when I was just running around smashing stuff as melee, and you know, it wasn't very involved. So just something to keep in mind. You know, I know this has been marketed as anime Souls, and you know, it's going to be like Dark Souls but anime, and oh, it's a new Souls-like. But at the end of the day, the more I play this, the more and more I see that it really doesn't align that well with the expectations that we have when it comes to a Souls-like, I feel. That's to say nothing about the story, which, as you've seen so far, is incredibly linear. You know, there is no real mystery to this story. Everything is getting very clearly explained.
間違いない。嘘偽りのない何もかも。きっと目を背けたかったんだろう。 クルスの暴走を防げなかった俺自身と、そのせいでたくさんの人と姉さんまでも犠牲にした罪から、血類の源流を確保し安定的に血類が供給できるようになれば、レブナントを血の渇きから解放できる。そうすればシルバによる血類の徴収に苦しむこともない。人間も安心して暮らせるようになるはず。これはけじめなんだ。自分の過去に対するせめても。
だったらもっとシャキッとしろ、シャキッと。終わらせるんだろう、この地獄を。心が後ろ向きじゃ前には進めないぜ。
ああ、分かってるさ。
Man, that's an anime quote if I've ever heard one. Can't charge forward if you're always looking back. Jesus. Dried up trenches. So let's take a look at travel and see. Okay. So you would probably have continued Hills of Deception. But we're already here, so we're going to go a little bit longer in this area. But we will go back to the hills in the next part and figure that out.
使えそうか。立ち位置気をつけろよ。
Assassin's got those quick rolls.
「手を伸ばしても届くわけじゃねえし」先行くか。備えあればってな。
Starting to get the backstab fishing down here. Seems to be easier when you run, like you run up on your target and just run directly into their back for a half second. Whereas like strafe backstabbing doesn't seem as effective.
分かれ道か。 本はいただいとかないとな。
Drop down there. This place is pretty expansive. There's a ladder going down too. Damn, there's a lot to this area. Stuff that's in the back that I skipped past. Let's run back for now. That guy, that's the one I'm trying to figure out how I reach you. It's maybe a case of having to go down to get up.
足元気をつけろよ。
Sessenrashu.
Hmm. 新しいはしご発見だな。
Dark Seeker sounds like a edgy class if I've ever heard of one. Alright, so we did that. Went this way. There's another path that diverged down, if I remember. Right around here somewhere. Yeah, this. I did not take this before. That works. I'll say I'm liking the speedy run up and attack playstyle of Assassin a lot more than I was the heavy slow boy style that comes along with Berserker. There's a lot about it. Tracking feels way better. I feel like I can get in and dodge still, whereas with Zerk, dodging was like, just couldn't do it. I think another big thing is with Zerk, I think there's a specific type of armor that I need to really make it work. I think there's like a heavy armor that it's essentially boy's armor. I think getting access to that is what allows you to play Zerk comfortably. Backstab souls. Probably leads up to that platform. So looking here, I can go that way, or this goes to a deeper, like, whole new area, essentially. Yeah, we're not gonna go that way yet. Actually, one thing, let me do this. This might help with the frame rate. Let me cap it at 60. So I think maybe it's like trying to go up to 144 and then it's dropping, and that's what's causing dips. It's just a theory, but capping it at 60 will make the experience smoother. Light spear +3. So right now, my weapons are CD, so like quality essentially. That's CE, so it's not going to be good for the... This is where I came in. You were a dead end. You were dead end. You I have not explored yet. That's where I came from. Guy's not fucking around. I don't even know what I got out of that chest, but hopefully it was something good. Activation. Well, that's definitely a good thing to pick up. Little path to take here. There's got to be another mistle somewhere around here that I've overlooked. Actually, there was that other ladder that I passed by. There's a mistle right there. So how How do I get up there is the question. Oh no, never mind. That was the... Yeah, because I came through all these boxes and shit. Then I was running, and then I found that ladder. So I have done that. That'll lead that way. I mean, fuck, I can see the mistle, so I'm like... How do I reach you? That is the $100 question. I don't think I'd made this drop yet. Let's see where this goes. No, this just brings us back to this path. So this should loop all the way around. Unless there was there a turnoff that I missed? I think so. There's either a turn I haven't taken, or there's a ladder that I overlooked. That... I don't know how I feel about that area. That may lead to where I'm trying to go. Also lead to my death. Alright, he's all yours, pal. All the things to encounter, there's a lost. I'm like on the verge of death. Alright, there we go. A mistle. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to wrap up since I got this mistle. I'm still going to get that other one. But we'll continue on. Let me take a look here, see where we're at. I might want to go back and... Yeah, because this is going even farther. So I will go back to the Hills of Deception, and we'll wrap that area up in the next part. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys soon enough with more.